詰め駅輪終わらせカスケードブリーチブレイブソウルズ。
Alright, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy the Death Smasher, and welcome back to yet another Bleach Brave Souls video. And today we are going to be updating the novel tier list, which pretty much includes the Spirits Are Forever With You and the Can't For Your Own World characters into one unique tier list. And seeing as how I have yet to update it and we have 5 characters to add to the list, I think it's time that we go ahead and do so. Even more so now that Roka and Cien are out for grabs in the game, and yeah, this just needs some updating. Anyways, in terms of updating the current tier list as is, I don't think there's anything that we need to change here. I think everything is fine as is. Nothing has really changed into the game, so I think we can just start off right away with trying to pretty much classify the new characters. And if you guys are wondering why the tier list is like this, it's because this is a complete PvE tier list. So this is literally going to be ranking the characters from best to worst, where the best ones are basically going to be on the left corner, and then the worst ones obviously all the way to the far right corner for each attribute. So with that being said and done, it's time to go ahead and update this tier list and add in the new characters. So we're gonna start off directly with the 3 new Kenpachis that we have in the game. So first off, the true Kenpachi that we know and love, Kenpachi Zaraki. Now this character is yet another Power Soul Reaper killer. We have too many of those, but this character, in terms of being a hard-hitting unit, he may as well take that spot because he is definitely really good. I don't think he's as good as the 1000-Year Blower Yamamoto in terms of value, but in terms of DPS, this guy is still pretty cracked since he does have a Frenzy +2, which, by the way, is still the only power unit to have Frenzy +2, crazy enough. Havoc at 20% also has Marauder, meaning that he has Guard Break and Nullified melee resistance, so you can use him in 2 weeks of guild quests if needed, and of course, for extreme co-op, he's going to be a powerhouse. He also has 30% melee damage in co-op quests, which is fantastic. Poise, even though I think it could have been easily replaced by anything else. Devastation of 40%, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Bruiser 20%, and Ailment of Reversal. So basically when he gets hit by an enemy that inflicts a status ailment against him, you'll basically reflect it back to that said enemy and also recover some form of health. So yeah, weakening on everything, no double status ailments, which I think is okay. So far, we still do not have an IT that has enemies that are immune to weakening, and God forbid that doesn't happen. And the innate skills, he also does come armed with increased strong attack damage of 40% when at full stand. So yeah, Kenpachi is a monster, like literal monster, but the thing is, he doesn't have any sort of stamina recovery, and the only way he can basically get his health back is ailment reversal, which, don't get me wrong, in content such as Inheritance Zone and Droplet Zone, if you get hit, as long as the enemies don't have Soul Reaper or Captain Killer, you can get your HP back just fine. But because the enemies hit stupidly hard in IT to the point that it basically is impossible to get your health back, it's pretty bad because as soon as you lose any type of HP, you're losing that 40% strong attack damage, which in my opinion is bad. It's not a bad skill. My main issue is that he could have at least gotten a skill that would allow him to get his HP back, or could have picked up Drain on his status ailments. So yeah, but that being said, still good, Spurn +1 and Weaken Immunity. So yeah, and in terms of the kit, it's also pretty nice because it's pretty much well balanced. He's not broken, but he is stupidly OP because he has the same SA1 as Artbook Ichigo, and of course the same type of SA2 as Grimmjow, but as an SA1, and he has a 3k length beam on the second Tron attack, basically the same one that we know and love, basically being a 3k length beam with 1020 width like Aizen, and then he has a full screen third strong attack. So other than that, still a really good character to use to this day, and is still by far the best Kenpachi that we have in the game, period. And yo, believe it or not, it's been basically 7 years since BBS has been going on, so to see that it took so long to get an OP Kenpachi, it is ridiculous, but at the same time, I'm actually glad that it finally happened. So where are we going to place Kenpachi? Literally above Kisuke. Like, don't get me wrong, Kisuke has way more survivability for IT. He even has stamina recovery, 80% SP, and a slightly better kit, but Kenpachi just completely overpowers him, and I do think that Kenpachi is just better than Kisuke, despite the fact that he doesn't have that same survivability as him and also lacks complete status immunity. But other than that, Kenpachi is still a monster to be reckoned with for every single co-op content in the game. Now up next is gonna be Azashiro. Now this character, unfortunately, they made his skills really good, but they decided to give him a mech hit, basically being the same as Christmas Noel, but in his case, he doesn't have the Super Link Saw Potion skill, and he also doesn't have any sort of disabler against power mobs. So yeah, that is the only unfortunate thing about this character. And as a Hotlow killer, easily you're gonna want to use Noel over her. And as an Aranker killer, unfortunately, he's been completely replaced by 7th Anniversary Uri within the span of a couple of months. But is he a bad character? No, not at all. He's definitely deserving of being one of the top 5 best characters in the game for speed, because he does come armed with Frenzy +1, Berserker 40%, Bombardment, Counterattack, which, by the way, this skill, Counterattack, in and of itself, is a gimmick because it only activates when you do activate the 50% dodge enemy attack, which basically the way of how it works is that once the dodge skills activate, the enemy mobs do take a bit of damage towards themselves. So yeah, unfortunately it's a gimmick because at the end of the day you're almost never going to be making use of that unless you pretty much don't know how to play the game and always get hit. And yeah, that's just basically the best way to describe it. He could have easily picked up increased status ailment chance against every power mob in the game. He does have Debilitator of +2 seconds, Guard Break, Havoc at 20%, Sprinter +1, and Status Ailment Spiritual Pressure boost of 80%, and also has Drain on his entire kit, which in my opinion, it's pretty good for survivability, but there are some ITs in which enemies do have Drain immunity. So in the case where enemies are immune to that, Azashiro is just going to be completely useless as a character to use, which is very unfortunate. Literally very unfortunate, and the innate skills. That being said, he does have complete status immunity, which other than that makes him really nice because he is basically immune to all status elements. He's not going to get burned, he's not going to get frozen, he's not going to get poisoned, nothing of that sort. He's just going to be able to pretty much stay nicely intact, and you could basically go through the quest just fine, to the point that you can even auto with this character. Although, realistically speaking, Spirits Are Forever with You Jushiro is just a way better autoer than Azashiro as a whole. So there's that to keep into mind, but seeing as he's an SP-based character, he's obviously going to be clearing faster than Jushiro. Now that being said, the kit, it's meh. Basically, his SA1 is going to be a shave type of strong attack, and for those of you guys that aren't familiar, it's going to be Dark Rukia's and Arena Grimjow's SA1, basically being the 60% shave in front, pierces through, doesn't push back, gets the most hits in. But here's the issue. The fact that you want to get the status element to be inflicted against the actual mobs really doesn't help with having this strong attack, even more so when the fact of the matter that the mags are 30% instead of 60%, so it's going to be doing a lot less damage, and you're not going to be getting as many hits since this strong attack in and of itself only has 8 hits instead of, hold on, let's just go ahead and get another character real quick. Noel in this case. Noel has the same sort of gimmick as Azashiro, but works better because she has increased status summon chance against enemies in which she has killer effect against, and her having the 18% shave works better than what Azashiro has because it has 14 hits, meaning that you have a really good, decent chance of being able to inflict status elements and get the 80% SP boost. In this case, for Azashiro, it really does not work at all. Now, the SA2 is basically going to be the same as Spirits Are Forever with You Retsu, Noel, being the Vortex pushback attack. For those of you guys that aren't familiar with it, it's Tokinada's SA2, Hikone's SA2. It works for being able to get the status elements inflicted against the actual mobs, and then the SA3 is full screen. So yeah, unfortunately, Azashiro, the only thing that he really needed to even stay in the top 3 best speed units is just have a better SA1, have counterattack completely replaced by increased status summon chance against power mobs, and I want to say Oh wow, I just realized he doesn't even have Bruiser. I thought, yo, I legit thought that it was Yamamoto that didn't have Bruiser for like the longest of time, but now I'm realizing he doesn't have Bruiser. Oh Jesus, I need to smack my head. So yeah, Azashiro is a good character. Unfortunately, he's not really the best speed unit, but seeing as how we're talking about mainly novel characters and not the entirety of the speed characters in general, he's obviously going to take the top spot for speed. But of course, if we had Noel in 7th Anniversary Uryu in this actual tier list, they would obviously take the #1 spot easily over Azashiro. But yeah, it is what it is. He's an okay character. If he's your favorite, you're definitely gonna have some sort of fun with the actual unit, and we'll still be able to clear content just fine. But just know that there's just better options to use overall, and it really all comes down if you want to go ahead and go out of your way to 5-5 him. So that's just about it. And up next is going to be Kenpachi Kuruyashiki, who is basically going to be the PvP character of the actual Kenpachis. And honestly, the main unfortunate thing is that unlike the Spirits Are Forever With You Beyond the Bankai Kenpachi, and of course also lacks status summons and for guild quests, unfortunately he is not immune to paralysis. Yet he is one of the harder hitting NAD units that doesn't have the 80% attack boost like Aizen or Kakao Society Okiora, because he does have Philarity +2, Technique, Attribute, Soul Reaper, normal attack damage of 20%, and when you get his health down to 50%, he basically gets an additional 30% normal attack damage, and on top of that, decreased damage taken of 50%, and of course in PvP he has Prevent Last Ditch Survival. So yeah, this is literally a PvP character in its complete glory, and even has Ignore Brave Battle Invincibility and Pierce Barrier. So yeah, literally just a PvP character, and if you want to use him for autoing, there's literally better alternatives to use. Like any tech unit that has Guard Break will do better than Kuruyashiki, which is a bit unfortunate. And for those of you guys wondering, the innate abilities, he does have Poise, Spurner +1, and Weaken immunity. No Paralysis immunity, which is a bit unfortunate because you do want to have that for guild quests, so that way you don't have to give Kuruyashiki the bonus abilities of being resistant to paralysis. And then the kit, for those of you guys that actually wonder if you want to per se have fun with this character, all you really need to know is that he has a lunge on SA1, 2500 length beam on the second, and then the third strong attack is full screen. Yo, Azashiro should have had this kind of kit right here, not gonna lie, it's actually better, but it is what it is. And in terms of placing Kuruyashiki, unfortunately I'm not gonna place him anywhere higher on the list, besides being higher than the Can't Fear Your Own World Kenpachi. That's just about it, because let's be honest here, SP units are just going to be clearing a lot faster than the NAD units as a whole. And again, in terms of PvE, he really does not have that exact same value. And yes, I know I have Beyond Bankai Kenpachi ranked at number 3, but here's the thing. Kenpachi for PvE, I know he's not going to be clearing as fast as Hikone, but this guy at least has a lot of value. He can auto content just fine. In guild quests, he is perfectly usable, like guild quest ready. Like there's just no problems with him, and that's all you guys really need to know. I know it's a bit mixed, but like I'm trying to rank the characters in terms of value, so that's all I'm really going about. And a unit that is only good in PvP and nowhere else is pretty mid, even if he is a monster in PvP. But yeah, that's the Kenpachis completely ranked, and now it is time to rank the brand Arrancars that we got for the actual novel, which happened to pretty much be the last of the canonical Spirits Are Forever With You characters, Roka and Cien. And let's start off with Roka. Now Roka, I'm still disappointed with how they actually made the character, because they gave her by far the best skills that you could possibly ask for, but somehow they decided to give her a really mediocre kit, yet the skills is literally what comes into place and will actually help out the character a lot in terms of, you know, just being a fun unit to use. And for IT, she's definitely gonna work as a defensive type unit, but other than that, you still want to use Spirits Are Forever With You Retsu over this unit. But anyways, she does have Frenzy +1 with Berserker of 40%, is also the first tech unit to get Sharpshooter, and is also the first tech unit to get the SP boost of 80%, and also is the first tech unit to get shared complete status immunity. Yo, there's a lot of things I'm saying here that just drives me even more to disappointment because, yeah. Anyways, Havoc at 20%, Devastation 40%, Debilitary of plus 5 seconds. Bruiser, throwaway skill, could have easily been replaced with increased status summon chance against all speed mobs, because literally you want to inflict status summons with this character, just like Azashiro in this case. So yeah, weakening on everything, no double status elements, and in terms of the innate abilities, she does have increased strong attack damage of 40% like Kenpachi, but unlike Kenpachi, this character can also recover 20% stamina to herself and all of her other party members. So at the very least, if you get hit, you'll be able to recover your stamina just fine as long as you continue the quest. And also has long stride, so this character is gonna be speedy just like our Ichigo. But unfortunately, that's where all the good stuff ends, because as we get into the kit, this is literally what drives me to pretty much being disappointed. Now, she has the 18% shave, basically the same SA1 as Christmas Noel, which in her case, it does work with trying to get the status elements to proc. I'm not gonna complain about that, but my complaint here is she also has the homing vortex like Spirits Are Forever With You Shunsui, and that's the main issue. It's only the homing vortex, not a 960 into homing vortex. It's just gonna track the mobs, keep them stun locked, inflict the status elements, and potentially kill sometimes. And I say sometimes because she's not gonna be able to clear all the waves with that SA2. So in terms of being an actual hard-hitting unit, she's gonna be pretty much on the slow side. And then her third strong attack is basically going to be the standard 1200 radius full screen attack. So yeah, honestly, what I would do with this character is either completely remove the 18% shave attack and go for like a lunge or the shotgun blast or beam, any type of attack that is better, and keep the homing vortex, or in this case, keep the 18% shave on the SA1 and have the SA2 be like a 3k length beam or even a lunge or anything of that sort, because I'm gonna give out my honest opinion. I don't think it's really that good when you have 2 bad strong attacks and only 1 good third strong attack, which, by the way, don't get me wrong, both strong attacks are really good for getting the status elements to proc, but they're not good for one-shotting. That is my main gripe with this character, and I don't want to argue with people in the comment section below. It's literally just my own personal opinion. I'm not saying that she's a bad character, but I'm not saying that she's all that great as many people make it out to be. I just think that she's a mid character. That's just what I think. Even though her third strong attack is literally what's going to save the day and do the most damage. And I'm going to at least give one more pro. She has the same soul bomb as Spirits Are Forever With You Yoruichi, meaning that you can potentially do sub 1 with this character right here, if not sub 2 or sub 3, because she has weakening. She has the 80% SP boost, and she also has devastation of 40%. Granted, it's not bombardment, but people have managed to get sub 1 with Spirits Are Forever With You Yoruichi in both melee and ranged Aranka. And with the fact that she's a holo killer, and if you do not have the likes of 1000 Year Blower Yamamoto and somehow happen to have her 5-5, you can actually go out of your way to potentially doing sub 1 or sub 2 runs for both the melee and the ranged versions of guild quests, and she does have Sharpshooter to make up for that, even though you don't really need Sharpshooter if you're just going for nuke runs in this case. So where am I going to rank Roka? She's at the very least going to take the number 2 spot. Because even though she has a really good soul bomb, and I do consider it to be somewhat better than Retsu's, unfortunately the kit really does not help in this case whatsoever, which is very disappointing. She's mainly to be there as a defensive unit and just, you know, clear the quest just fine. She's not a bad character, but I don't deem her to be one of the strongest tech characters in the game. I don't think she's hitting the top 3 units, but she's not going anywhere near the honorable mentions for technique anytime soon. And now, final character of the actual units, Cien. Now, Cien, I don't have as many problems compared to Roka, because at the very least, this guy only has 1 mid-strong attack, but has a really good SA2 and a really good SA3. But going along, Frenzy +1, Havoc at 20%, increased status summon chance against Mind Attribute enemies, and also is a Super Link Saw Potion character, so if you do not have Christmas Ninny, this is going to be a really good character to have. and also has damage to burning enemies of plus 40% and damage to lacerated enemies of plus 60%. So once you get the status elements procced, you're going to be doing a crap ton of damage, and also has a Berserker of 40%, and then this Bruiser right here could have easily been replaced with the 80% SP boost, which is a bit unfortunate, seeing as Roka got it, but Cien got it, and Roka did not get the increased status element chance, but Cien got it in her place. I don't know, it was really weird with how they decided to designate the actual character's skills. And the innate abilities, he also has the map-wide skill in which he can inflict both burn and laceration every 5 seconds, which is basically 12% for 2 seconds, and of course, Sharpshooter and Spurner +1. So, other than that, the skills are actually really good. I just wish that they made him a bit more OP. And then the attacks, he only has one mid-strong attack, and that is the SA1 being 7th Anniversary Ichigo's Ross-shaped Shockwave attack. And I'm not gonna cap, I've gotten a bit used to the actual strong attack. I do deem it to be better than the 18% shave attack, but I understand why a lot of people despise the actual first strong attack, since you do need to line yourself up in terms of being able to clean away mobs, and I can completely respect that because this strong attack is really not the best. I've pretty much gotten a liking to it, but like, I don't like it enough to deem it as a really insanely good strong attack. If anything, he should have gotten a 40% shave on his SA1. And then the SA2 is going to be the 3k length beam, basically the same as Kenpachi, Yamamoto, Uryu, but as an SA2, and then the SA3 is full screen. So yeah, he does have a really good kit, but unfortunately, he doesn't have Frenzy +2, he doesn't have the 80% SP boost on the actual 6-star skills, so it is unfortunate, but this character is actually really good to use in case you do not have the likes of Spirits Offer with Yoruichi for every content in the game, and of course, if you do not have Christmas Nini or Inheritance Trials in terms of being able to farm Link Slot Potions. And honestly speaking, Cien, in my opinion, he really should have gotten Bruiser 20% completely replaced with either the standard Link Slot Potion skill or the 80% SP boost. Either one of those two skills, and I think it would have been perfect to have. Anyways, where am I going to place Cien in the actual heart attribute list? Definitely number 2. Definitely number 2, and I don't think he's better than Spirits Offer with Yoruichi, but I do think that he's good enough to stay in that actual list alone, so yeah. Anyways, that is the Spirits Are Forever With You and Can't Fear Your Own World tier list, completely ranked and updated. Now, what do you guys think about the actual tier list? Do you guys agree? Disagree? Do you guys like it? Do you guys dislike it? Let me know in the comment section below while leaving down your respectful opinion, which I'm definitely going to respect, and also give my reasons as to why I actually ranked the character. And yeah, pretty much. That's just what I feel about these actual characters right here. And if you guys have actually enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. And I'm going to be getting back to doing Max Transcended showcases again, because there are a good amount of characters in which I have Max Transcended recently, but never have really gotten around to showcasing them. So I hope you guys do look forward to that. This has been your boy, the Dash Masher, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care, lads. Peace out.